Hello, my name is Jennifer McCauley, and this is my final presentation for IDS 403, Society and Technology. I'll be presenting a slide series on technology and package delivery. In The Social Construction of Facts and Artifacts by Pinch and Bidger, we learn to view technological development as a social process with the social construction of technology approach. Using the Scott approach, we can construct multi-directional models that consider the relevant social groups and how technology evolves, essentially through problem solving. Pinch and Bidger called this interpretive flexibility, the idea that technology itself changes as a result of social influences. The internet, cellular technology, and e-commerce are great examples. The technology of each continually shapes our social practices and culture, from how and when we communicate, socialize, and interact with each other, to how we make our livings and provide for our families. As Thomas Hughes suggests, with his ideas of technological momentum, the social and economic structures of these technologies are so pervasive and so entrenched that short of World War III, the internet and e-commerce are here to stay. These technologies can be a force for social change. In a world that is fast-paced and not slowing down, knowledge is power. Instant access to information with Google and YouTube levels the playing field. Nonprofits and fundraising initiatives like ice bucket challenges and donor drives, Kickstarter campaigns and microlending are all ways that social media has been used to promote change. The Arab Spring was carried out by young people with cell phones. And as Jan Chipchase spoke of in his TED Talk, Ugandans are turning cell phone airtime into currency, overcoming the barriers of geography and economic infrastructure through creative uses of existing technology. The field of accounting has been irrevocably altered by technology. Computerized accounting systems and the digitization of currency have made life both easier and harder. Information processing and feedback loops from customers are faster and more robust than they used to be. Customers can now pay bills online, businesses conduct their financial transactions online, and reconciling bank statements or filing tax returns can all be done electronically. Fraud is still a problem. Fake checks and disputed transactions are common. Fraudulent wires and phishing emails have become the domain of organized crime. And all of this necessitates the development of new fraud detection tools and electronic audit trails. Information management and data security must continually evolve to meet these threats. All of this technology has combined to change us as well. How we interact with it and each other was the topic of Tim Rainer's blog series, Foucault and Social Media, Life in a Virtual Panopticon. In it, he views the internet as a panopticon. The idea is that the constant possibility of surveillance causes people to behave as if they are being observed. In Bentham's concept of a panoptic prison, the idea is that behavior will improve and people will self-regulate. Rainer gives a good example of this in I Tweet, Therefore I Become. Peggy Orenstein shares how the public scrutiny of Twitter sparked her creativity and allowed her to define her identity in what Foucault calls subjectivation. For Orenstein, the anxiety she felt from her perceived judgment of the crowd made her work even harder at being her best self, always on, in a performance to her anonymous crowd. It made her more aware and more in the present moment, but at some point, the line between performance and reality gets blurry. As Sherry Turkle points out in Connected But Alone, texting and mobile phones cause us to be simultaneously connected and distant. Connected, but only on our terms, in our own performance, so that our self-image stays intact. It becomes very self-centered, and I think something is lost if our only connections are digital. Why do we as a society care? There are good and bad aspects of every technology. E-commerce, for example, enables a capitalist economy and allows people to have greater access to goods. It encourages economic growth, and it provides more options to the homebound or the mobility impaired. Clothes, food, and laundry can all be delivered right to your door. The downside are the societal issues of consumerism and greed. People always want to have the newest, the best, the new gadget to constantly feed their desire for instant gratification. Corporate greed in the form of dangerous products and price gouging, and unfair business practices like false advertising and mislabeling of goods creates the need for consumer protection and demands a government response. All of this leads to a greater issue of waste and in its disposable attitude. This consumerism attitude brings us to the issue at hand, that of package delivery. It seems odd to think of package delivery as a global social issue, but with the explosion of e-commerce, it is exactly that. We can order anything we want online, but how do we get it? Business to consumer home delivery isn't a new problem. When we look at the history of package delivery, we're really looking at the spread of humanity. In the United States, immigration and westward exploration led to a demand for reliable package delivery. Dan Noswitz's article, From Pony Express to Amazon Drone, The Strange History of Delivering Packages, shares the evolution of package delivery from the mid-1800s to the present. As society and technology shifted, so did package delivery. From individual couriers and Wells Fargo steamships and the Pony Express, through the era of the transcontinental railroad system, to modern trucking and airmail systems. Today's package industry is a far cry from the Pony Express. People can now conduct business globally, order goods from almost anywhere, and select a shipping option that will deliver their package sometimes in as little as one day. This shapes the fabric of everyday life for many people, whether it's holiday shopping, getting new business cards, or even ordering inventory. It creates incredible demand for fast and reliable delivery and contributes to higher levels of crime, business losses, traffic congestion, and pollution. The technological momentum of e-commerce, and by association package delivery, is undeniable. Thomas Hughes's idea that large socio-technical systems gain momentum because lots of people or governments and corporations have a vested social or financial interest in maintaining them is clearly seen in the changes that have taken place over the last 2 decades in government, banking, and business. A Pew Research Center poll reported that new technologies are impacting a wide range of Americans' commercial behaviors due to easy price and product comparison, extensive options, and convenience. So who are the interested parties in this issue? Basically everyone. Stakeholders include retail and delivery employees, individual and business consumers, sellers who engage in e-commerce, the larger business community, governments, and society as a whole. Everyone has a vested interest in this issue, and they don't always want the same thing. Competing interests, such as brick and mortar versus online retailers, can benefit consumers at times, allowing us to get the best deal, but it can backfire on employees and businesses as profit margins shrink and small businesses falter under the strain of competing with larger scale competitors. I've touched on a couple of applicable theories that we've learned about in this course, like the Scott approach and technological momentum. The issue of package delivery, though, resonates with the topics that Bruno Latour discusses in his article, Where Are the Missing Masses? As fewer people shop, retail jobs are disappearing, similar to his example of grooms on the dole. One might think that warehousing jobs or package delivery jobs would be increasing, but there are different skill sets involved. Reskilling retail workers to take delivery jobs entails time, effort, and a willingness to change. Additionally, delivery technology delegates more parts of the process to non-human actors, employing barcode scanners, fulfillment center robots, and Amazon lockers. The impacts of problems with package delivery technology are not surprising. Delays in delivery are frustrating for customers. Multiple delivery attempts are expensive for delivery companies and contribute to traffic congestion and pollution. Missing or stolen packages result in losses for businesses and customers who will shop elsewhere next time. A Pew Research Center poll found a pronounced shift in how Americans engage with one of the oldest elements of the modern economy, physical currency. 24% of Americans do not use cash in a typical week, and 39% are not concerned with having cash on hand because alternate payment methods are available. This leads to more subtle, unintended consequences like discrimination against certain social groups. Non-whites, low-income Americans, and those 50 and older are especially likely to rely on cash as a payment method. What does the future of package delivery look like? I don't think that there is one thing that will solve the problems associated with package delivery, but rather a combination of existing and future technologies. Many of the problems occur at the very end of the delivery process, what's known as the last mile problem. Amazon has already patented and begun testing a drone/parachute system called Prime Air in an attempt to solve this very problem. I don't think that drones or robot deliveries are the answer, though they could play a part. I do think that the use of pickup point networks, delivery consolidation, and locker technologies used cohesively together could eliminate many of the current problems. So how do we do that? A viable solution to the last mile delivery problem has to be safe from theft and safe to access, conveniently accessible by both delivery personnel and receivers, consistent and reliable, affordable to implement, and easy to manage. Ideally, it would also be reportable in some way so that we could evaluate the usefulness of the solution. My recommendations are a three-pronged approach: development of pickup point networks, expansion of automated parcel stations, and delivery consolidation. In France, pickup point networks have become more common, especially in rural areas. By 2013, 90% of the French population had access to a pickup point within a 10-minute radius by car or foot, depending on the area. Also known as click and collect parcel delivery, the UK logistics management company Parcely has an app that allows you to collect all your online shopping from one handy place. That reduces carbon footprints and increases foot traffic to local businesses. Amazon has already developed package delivery hubs aimed at apartment complexes, similar to Amazon lockers, but not carrier specific. Instead of leaving packages at the door or in a management office, deliveries are placed in a locker and the recipient receives an unlock code. These two approaches, pickup point networks and automated parcel stations, enable the third prong of the solution, delivery consolidation. A UK study determined that younger people shopping online generates significant deliveries to the same area, like a dorm or a housing complex. Consolidating those deliveries saves money, reduces traffic congestion, and improves air quality. These three actions, taken together, can reduce package theft, increase customer satisfaction, and eliminate multiple delivery attempts. The resulting greater efficiency means happier customers, increased foot traffic for local businesses, higher profits, and less pollution. It's a win all around.